Alrighty. Welcome to the call, everybody. My name is Lindsay Lombardi. I'm honored to be hosting this webinar with all of you. I'm a one-star Diamond Beachbody coach in Philadelphia, and I'm also a certified personal trainer through the National Academy of Sports Medicine and a fitness nutrition specialist, as well as a P90X certified instructor. And I also teach Insanity and PiYo classes. I'm actually co-hosting this call tonight with the amazing Brian Leposki and Sarah DiTomaso. So I'm really excited. Our goals for this call is to really help our friends and clients on how to overcome your fears as a fitness newbie and really just how to get started. And we're going to look into what stops us. Oftentimes, I've heard from a lot of people as I'm coaching them, that there are some things that tend to stop them when they get started. And most people we always say, it's the start that stops it's the start that stops most of us. So we were really interested in figuring out, what stops a lot of our clients. And over the past few weeks, we've been spending some time on inviting our clients to tell us a little bit about where they've been stopped and why they think that is. And we've been getting a lot of awesome feedback in regards to this. And we've been finding that with many people, oftentimes, there's a little bit of fear involved. There's boredom. There's lack of confidence. There's lack of variety to their fitness routine. Some people just don't have the time and they feel like it's too long or it's too challenging and might be hard to keep up with in the beginning. And that could be really demotivating for them. Or, that they have a lack of support or motivation and accountability. So, first off, I wanted to just start the call. I wanted to introduce, first off, I'm going to introduce Sarah. She's going to actually tell you a little bit about her background, her story, and how she became a coach. And the reason why I asked Sarah to come on board tonight is because she's actually somewhat of a newbie herself, starting just last February. So I thought that it would be great to kind of have her tell her story in just in less than a year. Where she's come from as a fitness newbie herself. So take it away.
Hey. So hi, I'm Sarah. Like Lindsay said, I started in February with the 21-day fix. I guess what essentially drew me to the program was the length of time, like the 21 days. I said, I can do 21 days. Beforehand, I made a ton of excuses. I'm lazy. I had no time. It was just, I love food. I don't want to give up food. And it was just a process of kind of getting past that and making a decision to lead a healthier lifestyle for myself, for my family, for my kids. So I started the program, and within, I don't know what, Lindsay, 3 days, I said, I think I want to be a coach. Because I loved it so much, and I thought, wow, I can really share this with people and change lives with it. So it's been a really great experience. I feel better. I mean, I'm healthier. I have more energy. I spend more time with my kids. It's been great. So I'll introduce our next speaker, who's Brian Leposki, who's one of my newest coach, who has really excelled with the programs and in coaching. So Brian, take it away.
Okay, so my story is pretty simple, and I'm going to keep it quick because I can talk forever. I'm a normal guy. I have a normal guy schedule, normal guy job, normal family, normal guy stuff. 9 weeks ago, I also had a normal guy diet. Basically, that meant I ate or drank everything that quote-unquote normal guys like. My primary focus was on beer and anything that you can put in a deep fryer. That made me a normal fat guy. to make it worse, I didn't exercise like ever. In fact, I refused to exercise as if it was like almost cool, fat and lazy. And trust me, I was fat and really lazy. I couldn't even be bothered to take my kids to the park, which is pretty pathetic if you ask me. I needed to make a huge change. I needed to be a better example for my kids. I needed to be able to keep up with my super hot wife. And I needed to fit in my damn clothes because that was a challenge. So to make the change, I had to do away with all of the excuses that Sarah kind of mentioned. Those excuses that which, kept me safe and fat and really lazy. So, for example, rather than accept that my work travel schedule was an excuse to pig out at a restaurant, I would need to decide to make healthier choices. Or rather than say that I had no time to work out, I need to decide that watching a cool TV show or several of them wasn't a priority. I had to decide that rather than complain that eating healthier was too expensive, I had to decide that the money I was spending on crap could be spent elsewhere. Rather than, it goes on and on and on. I was full of excuses, and honestly, I was full of horse crap. Thankfully, I was introduced to Beachbody through Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Fortunately, they have programs that take the ability to make excuses out of the equation. So I got myself into a program that included quick do-at-home workouts and simple-to-follow nutrition guide, the 21-day fix, just like Sarah. I took advantage of my free coach, Sarah again. There's a theme here. I got myself added to the Facebook support group, and now 9 weeks, lots of sweat, and 34.6 pounds later, I can say that I'm a better example for my kids, and I can almost keep up with my super hot wife. Still working on that. And as for my clothes, well, they still don't fit, but now because they're too big, and that's a problem I can deal with. So that's a little bit about my story, and I guess we'll turn it over to Sherelle and see what she's got to say about it.
So, hello everyone. My story is probably just a little bit different. I was really, I guess, at the point where I met Susie, my coach, is that I was really depressed, feeling really bad about myself. I was sick. My health was bad. My sister had recently passed away, and so I just needed to do something different for myself. So what I decided to do was to have the gastric sleeve surgery, and I was going to have that done at University of Pennsylvania Hospital. And one of the things that you have to do before you can qualify for surgery is that you have to go through a medically supervised weight loss program, which I had done time and time again. So I was actually in the process of just looking for a really great tasting protein shake that I could use post-surgery, and what I found was Shakeology. And so I went to RejuvePod to buy a pack, and they told me all about, Susie, and she believed in me and wanted to help me do better. So the way I feel today, I feel great. I feel empowered. I feel energetic. I feel healthier. As I was going through the process of changing my lifestyle, which included drinking soda, not working out, eating any and everything that I could get my hands on, I really learned that some of the habits that I had been taught, as a child, were things like big arms run in our family, don't worry about your arms, girl. Big hips run in our family, don't worry about your hips, girl. Big butts run in our family, don't worry about your hips, girl. But I really have turned that around to learn that poor eating habits run in my family, poor health issues run in my family, and obesity runs in my family. So I was really looking for a way to change those staples for myself and for my children, and to be a better example. And the way I've been able to do that is just through the Beachbody program. I started to not feel, I used to feel alone, scared, really defeated and hopeless. And what I found through going through this Beachbody program was that, number one, I didn't need to have surgery to lose weight. Number two, I would have the support of everybody on the team that could help me along the way, just give me, powerful, encouraging, words, even when they weren't talking to me directly. I read through everyone's story online, and it inspires me daily. I found encouragement and belief in myself, and I had the power to change, and it had to come from within for me to really live it. So I love the Beachbody program. I preach it to every person that I meet, and I don't know if people look at me like, uh-oh, here she come again, but I hope that they don't. I hope that they look at me and go like, oh, let me see where I could tap or learn from Sherelle today about being healthier, about feeling better, and about, just doing something that's better for myself and breaking these very poor health habits. And like Brian and everybody else on the phone call, I've reaped the benefits of, improved health and, a better quality of life. And the great part about it is that my kids are watching me, and I notice a transition in the things that they're doing and saying around the house too. So I'm grateful, and I hope, that through coaching I can help someone else.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Sherelle. That is like, I have the chills right now because to watch your transformation over the past, what's it been, like few months?
5 months.
It's just, it's amazing. And, that vulnerability that, you were able to share with us. And I really appreciate you sharing that story with us tonight. Because I think, a lot of people can relate to that. I think most of us have the same obstacles and the same, I want to say probably like demons that kind of tell us in our mind. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that. In fact, Sarah is going to talk to us a little bit about the psychology behind what stops us and how to overcome that. So I'll let Sarah take it away.
Okay. So there's actually quite a few things that studies have shown about your brain actually hurting your goals by fantasizing too much, meaning that we set major goals for ourselves and expect to meet these goals instantly, which we all know doesn't happen. And fantasizing is the number one way your brain can unintentionally ruin your goals. And even though that seems unlikely, the problem with fantasies is that they allow us to anticipate success in the here and now. However, they don't alert us to the obstacles we're likely to face along the way and can leave us with less motivation. They say don't give up on your dreams, but you also can't fall under their spell. Results take time, so we advise setting small goals to achieve every month. Your brain procrastinates by visualizing the worst parts. Studies assure us that the best way to beat procrastination is to just start somewhere, anywhere. Our brain has the habit of envisioning the impending huge workload of an upcoming workout. It also tends to focus on the most difficult parts or sections, and this is where procrastination begins to set in. As we try to avoid the hard work, we find ways to skate around it and trick ourselves into thinking that we're busy. Just starting, though, triggers our brain in a different way. After starting a workout, your brain will be more enticed to finish it to its conclusion. Third being, your brain will abandon ship at the first signs of distress. Yep, we won't. We give up when the slightest obstacles start to get in our way. Psychologists have observed this is much more likely to happen as a result of you missing a previously set goal. Truly, our brain is geared towards a call of abandoned ship whenever we come short on our goals. Don't let this happen to you. The best way to combat your brain from signaling giving up after you've missed a short-term goal is to reframe what just happened. Yes, you did fall short or maybe mess up this time, but remember the progress that you've made. You just get right back on the horse and restart. The fourth, your brain loves mindless busy work disguised as progress. One of the ways in which your brain continues its trickery is through busy work that gets something done, but not something that produces any measurable result. Here's the thing. You're not going to build a thriving business, a successful blog with that kind of busy work. It takes doing the hard work, and it takes deliberate practice. There's no way around it. The thing is, your brain knows this. That's why you have to remind yourself that the challenging stuff is often the stuff that produces the results you desire. Number 5, your brain is not good at winging it when it comes to planning, ever. This is why having a system in place that has already been proven to work is the best plan to follow. And that's what brings us to the importance of having a coach. Having a coach is so important just in terms of support and questions and accountability, and just having somebody rooting for you, essentially, and having that support group of people that are just like you, who are just starting out on a journey and are confused or scared, or, you know, come up with a great recipe and they want to share it. It's just an amazing process, and it's really important to utilize your coach and to establish a relationship, because there's so much you can learn and do. So I'll hand it back over to you, Lindsay.
Yeah, and just to kind of give you a brief rundown of what, you know, of what it kind of takes to get started, you know, or how to take those like little first steps. The first thing that we do as coaches is we sit down with you to evaluate your goals. And like on your end, it's really about figuring out why you want those goals in the first place, like what goals you have and why you want them. You know, the next step is to reach out to your coach and tell them what your goals and your needs are. You know, having that coach really gives you some skin in the game, like Sarah just mentioned. It gives you that extra accountability and support, but it also gives you somebody who's there at any time to kind of, you know, that can really push you towards your goals when you get stopped. Because guess what? Things come up and you will get stopped. I think that's something that most people don't think about or envision that happens, but it does happen. We all get stopped at some point. And it's just about having somebody there to keep pushing you forward. And then we have a coach consult where, as a coach, we make recommendations on what's best for you. You know, everything is very personalized based on your goals and your needs. So today we really just wanted to take a few minutes to recommend a program that happens to be perfect for beginners. It's just being launched. So we're really excited about the fact that we have something, you know, we have a lot of other programs that are beginner friendly because of modification. However, this program specifically was built around being an on switch to fitness. So extreme programs like P90X really aren't for everybody. So we now have P90, which is a gateway to really getting fit regardless of your age or fitness level. It's still utilizing Tony Horton, who's the creator of P90X. And he's created shorter workouts that are much more simpler, much more doable, and just very, very much less extreme than all of his other programs. But yet still just as effective, which is really great. So whether, you know, you haven't worked out in a decade or you're just looking to maintain what you've currently got, the great thing is that P90X really opens the door to see dramatic, very visible results in 90 days. Without all that pain, without being high impact. You know, it's just very doable. And the reason why it's really so effective is because Tony is utilizing a technique called sectional progression. And how he does this is that he eases you into a variety of cardio, strength, and stability moves that are able to help like all muscle areas, such as your back, your shoulders, your chest, your biceps, your triceps, your legs. And every move also works on the core to really strengthen and flatten your abs. The routines, they don't get harder until you're really ready for that next challenge. So they're in 3 different phases. And then when you've just about mastered the moves, that's where he kind of like ups the ante a little bit and keeps you guessing. And again, that's where a lot of other people get stopped, is because they don't know what to do next. So the great thing about having a system in place is that you don't have to worry about doing all that busy work, as Sarah had mentioned, in trying to figure out what's next for you. And the 10 new workouts that are in P90 are arranged in 3 progressive phases, and each phase is designed to really gradually ease your body past its old limits. So, after the first month of P90, you're leaner and more solid, and then after 60 days, you can you can finally, you can start seeing muscles that you haven't seen before, and then by day 90, you really have a long, strong body. And what makes it unique is that, you don't have to go to the extreme in order to get results. And I think that's what everybody always thinks, is that they have to do something kind of extreme in order to see a result. But it's just, again, these like small little changes that can be made that can really change your body the right way, regardless of your age or your fitness level. And I'm going to pass it back to Sarah. She's going to talk a little bit about who it's for.
Okay, so P90 essentially is for everyone, from rookies who need something that's simple and doable, less extreme than P90. I mean, P90 is your gateway to getting fit. It's regardless of your age or fitness level. It's for people who used to be in shape. It's put into 3 building block phases. It leads you back to the body you want step by step. It's for anybody with injuries. It's designed to be lower impact than his other programs, and every move can be modified. Anybody that already loves Tony Horton programs but can't go that extreme, it's easy to follow, and again, it's doable. It's for P90X and X2 and X3 grads looking to maintain their results with less extreme programs. It's for P90 lovers. It's now featuring all new cutting edge routines. So, I mean, what's included with the program is you get 10 workouts, and each workout comes in 3 progressive phases. So you have phase A, phase B, and phase C. Each has a sculpt, a sweat, and an ab ripper. So it's a strength, it's cardio, fat burning, everything. And then you go down to phase B, which builds endurance and lean muscle growth, cranks up the calorie burn, slimmer, rock hard abs. And then into phase 3, which completes your transformation and defines your body and puts the result of a bonus workout that's called the Saturday Special. It's a super efficient, high velocity workout that's done in a hurry. You get 3 bonus tools. You get the nutrition guide. You get a 4-step power plan, which will increase your chances of success. You get free gifts in there too. I mean, they throw in a resistance band, additional workout, your workout calendar, and your online support. With this, you get your 30-day supply of Shakeology as well, which I highly recommend just with any program, because it really does help with curbing cravings. It's a meal replacement. It's superfoods. It's everything you need it to be. You also get a 30-day trial membership with the Beachbody Club, which is becoming part of the community, having that coach and support and accountability and everything, and that's all included in the program. So I believe Lindsay has a informative video to give us a little more information about the program.
Yep. Plus, there's some other network exclusives that you get when you get through your coach, actually. So, when you order through a coach, much like a few of us on this call tonight, and you're working with us, you actually get a network exclusive, which is an additional DVD. It's another free workout called P90X3. It's part of P90X3 called Dynamics. You also get, like Sarah had mentioned, the free 30-day trial. But you also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So just in case this is not the right program for you, you can return it and get your money back. We also have a special promotion for the month of October to support the troops and an amazing organization, because especially one that Tony Horton himself supports. Beachbody is actually donating $5 on every P90 package that is sold to the Wounded Warrior Project through October 31st, up, on the first 50,000 units, which is really awesome. So I don't know if any of you guys already support that organization. But I am going to, I'm just going to share our screen here, and we're going to watch a brief video.
Tony Horton wants to help everyone get healthy and strong. So who's next? P90X created the category of extreme home fitness. P90X2 took world-class athletic training to the home. And P90X3 gave us highly functional 30-minute routines. But those are extreme programs. What about a resource for people who need a gateway to get started? An on-switch that is more doable, less extreme, and takes everything we've learned and presents it in a 90-day package designed for all ages and all fitness levels. So when it comes to an in-home boot camp for total body transformation, what comes first?
Welcome to P90. P90 is the on-switch of fitness. It's an introduction to fitness for people who feel like they've never been in the game before, and that's what a lot of people need right now. The idea here is to get people slowly into that process of getting fit, feeling good, being healthy.
It's a lot easier to look in the mirror now. The way I feel now, I wouldn't trade that for anything.
P90 is doable. It's efficient. It's fun. Ouch! You can do this thing.
You won't believe what you can do. There's so much more in you than you realize.
How old are you today, Jim?
61.
61, so don't tell me you can't do it, all right? The workouts are only about 30 minutes. You can modify every move and anyone can do them. There's so many unique moves in this program that it's going to keep you interested, you're not going to get bored, and you're going to love the process.
It's very achievable. You modify as you go, and day by day you get stronger and you build onto those moves.
You asshole! Bam! P90 workouts are unique because of the efficiency, because it's doable, and because there's so much variety. That's what makes it different, and that's what makes it special.
It's a total life-changing experience, and I think that anyone can do this program. P90 delivered and then some.
This is the one for you. I challenge you right now. Try that one workout. Doesn't work out for you? Send it back. But I'm telling you, it's pretty simple. We don't kick your butt right out of the box. We take care of you. We ease you into this thing. We make it fun. Hi, nice to see you. Right on. You're going to see changes right away because it's doable. This is the one you're going to be able to do. And maybe now for the first time, you can turn that switch on and say, yeah, it's my opportunity to feel good. It's my turn to finally lose some weight. It's my turn to get fit, to get strong, to get healthy. P90 is the on switch to fitness.
Awesome. So, okay. So here's the scoop. We're starting our very first test group for P90 on October 13th, which is just about a week and a half away. So I know that it's very short notice, but we didn't want to wait for this initial test group. We have a lot of people who are interested in starting as soon as possible. So We really urge you to contact the coach that invited you to this call and to let them know that you need to be set up for your consult and that you'd like to have a reserved spot in this test group. If you have somebody that you think this is perfect for, please invite them to join you as well. I wanted to also bring Brian back on. Brian was going to talk a little bit about, going back to some of the obstacles that we all face, or as he likes to call them, like his excuses. So as you can tell from Brian's background story, he always keeps us laughing. But, he always has some really great ideas, and his coaching is always top notch in regards to this area. So I wanted to bring him back on to share a little bit before we open it up for the Q&A.
Okay, thank you very much. So my opinion about excuses is everyone's got one. We'll just say with that, right? So the first thing that you have to decide is that you want to make a change, a positive change for your life. And once you do that, the rest is easy. So if you're already on this call, that's step one, right? So the next step is to stop making those excuses that we talked about earlier. Time. I don't have time. I can't work out. I don't have any time. Well, again, if you're already on this call, you've made the decision to make a positive change. You can then also decide to not sleep for 15 hours or not watch TV for 5 hours, or not fill in the blank silly things that we waste our time with and end up telling people that we don't have time to do something that's important for us. So that was my biggest thing. I could never, I'm too busy. I don't have any time for that. I got to work. I travel. Yeah, well, I also didn't have to play PlayStation for 2 hours or lay on the couch. I didn't have time to sit up straight. I had to lay down, So time. Everyone has time. You can make time if you want to make yourself healthier. If it's not for you, do it for your kids. Do it for your family. Be a better example. Do it for your pets. Whatever it takes. Then the other thing is money. I don't know anybody who's rich, I don't think, right? So no one's rich, but we all have some kind of expendable cash, whether we think we do or not. So if, again, you make a decision to improve your health, you're going to save money because there's no need to get 3 Cokes at Wawa for lunch. Trust me, there's no need for that because I did it, all right? There's no need to, buy a 30-pack every Friday on your way home from work because it's Friday, right? So you may find that as you start to make those changes, and you're not expected to do everything at once, make small changes over time. So don't buy 2 sodas today. Buy 1 soda. I'd rather you drink 1 soda than 2. We'll just start making changes for the better. And then once you discover that the $30 in beer that you were spending every Friday can actually turn into a fine shake that I can drink every day and benefit myself, well, then that makes sense. Or a very easy analogy is, I don't have any money, but I did go to Starbucks every day for the last 71 days and buy a $5 mocha crappuccino, right? So there's always money somewhere if you want to make a decision to improve your health. Those are the 2 big ones for me. I think that most people can relate to, especially if you're on this call. You want to do something for yourself, which is why you've taken the time to be with us tonight. And I guess those are it. There's always 40 more excuses, but those are the big ones I think you should think about.
Got it. Thanks for that. I'm going to open up the call for any questions. So I am going to unmute everybody. But until you have a question, if you can still stay on mute, or else we'll get a whole lot of feedback here. Before I do so, though, I just wanted to set one reminder that for those of you who are interested in getting that free 30-minute workout emailed to you with that link, for customers, can you please use the chat feature again listed below? I want you to put your email, your name, and the name of the coach who invited you to this call, so that way we can get that information out to you. And we appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody. And we're getting the feedback, so just mute yourself all until you have a question. And we're here to take any questions at this time. Does anybody have a question? Anyone? You can also use the chat feature. If you're in a noisy place and you don't want to unmute yourself, you can use the chat feature. Just want to make sure that we've answered everyone's questions.
Lindsay, I have a question. This is Melissa. Can you purchase through myself, like as a coach, can I purchase for my customers, or do they have to purchase through me or through Beachbody? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
can I pay for them and then redistribute it?
Yeah, I can actually show you the link that what you when you are working with a client, what link to send them so they can order through.
Okay.
I can show you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else? I'm just trying to go through a lot of these questions that I saw in our group chat. Does anybody still have any open questions that they didn't get answered from the group chat here?
Nope.
All right. Alrighty. So thank you guys for getting on this call. Thank you to Sarah and Brian as well for sharing and co-hosting this call tonight. I really do appreciate that. If anybody does have any other questions, feel free to please reach back out to the coach that invited you onto this call. Again, over the next few days, we will be setting people up to be a part of our October 13th first test group for P90. But that might not be the perfect program for you. We were just trying to give you an example of a brand new beginner-friendly program. However, that might not be for everybody. So in order to really figure out what program will be best for you, it's best to reach out to a coach so they can figure out, you know, based on what your goals and needs are, what would be a perfect fit for you. So again, thank you so much for spending your evening with us, and we hope to hear from everybody soon.